Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, let's get into this video today on this Thursday, May 9th, 2013. As you can see, the markets are flat to slightly positive. Right now, we have the S&P 500 up literally 3 cents. The Dow's up 19.5 points, and the NASDAQ is up 10. So, again, slightly positive day, a continued float. We've done 58.9 million today, so again, extremely light volume, and it really looks to be mostly a same old today, although there are a few cracks emerging. I mean, you're starting to see a little bit of a weaker market today as the market has gotten more and more extended, which is somewhat, in all fairness, expected. I mean, every day you're not going to go up, $1 on the spiders or $2 on the spiders on the SPY or S&P 500. You're going to eventually have to pause a little bit or pull back or consolidate, even in a bubble, regardless of a bubble. I mean, even bubbles have intra pullbacks. All right. Today, a couple sectors that are roaring. I'm seeing the solar sector really ripping here. You can see First Solar up $3.27, SPWR, which is SunPower, up $1.50, and other smaller names like TSL, Trina Solar, and YGE. I mean, you can see all of these starting to bump up. These are the Chinese ones now I'm going into, but they're all starting to get a little bit of a move. Other big movers today include Tesla. Huge move here, folks. It's off its highs, hit almost $75 today, still up $16 on the day. A huge move up, and this again coming off an upgrade and their Model S getting named like one of the top cars or the top car out there by Consumer Reports, something like that. So obviously it's having a big day. A lot of shorts in that too. So they're getting squeezed. Now, ultimately, I think it will pull back, but right now, let it run, let it squeeze those shorts out, and wait patiently. And there'll be an opportunity at some point. We just have to, again, sit back and just enjoy. Okay? So that's what we have going on there. Couple other stocks in motion today. GMCR, huge move on GMCR today. Green Mountain Coffee. Take a look at the daily chart. Just a monster move up. Almost $16 move. Now a $75 stock. And look at the run this thing's had. Basically from about the $17 level to now $75. So big move on GMCR. Really, if you're looking for a shortable level on this, the first level I see that's even worth a possibility of a short would be right here. Right, that would be your first level, and that's not until $84. So I think this could trend higher over the next week or so into that 84, 85 level, and then it might, if it goes straight into that, you'd probably expect a little bit of a pullback. That's my guess. Okay, so nice little move on GMCR today. There's a bunch of other gaps out there, including some gaps to the downside. Rackspace just getting crushed here. It's off its lows by about $1. But take a look at that gap down today, down almost $13. Really the best support I would say here is if this ever falls straight into this level down here, really a tremendous level right there. That would be a very nice level on Rackspace for support for a swing trade on the long side. All right, still a ways away though, still almost $9 away, but it's already down 12.13 today, so could easily get there. All right, a couple other stocks in motion today. We are seeing IBM pull back slightly. This stock again has had a meteoric bounce. After ugly earnings crushed it, the buy the dip mentality has come on super strong on this play, and it has brought it back up. And the stock is down about 35 cents today. Nothing big there. Procter & Gamble, though, interesting here because you have a nice bearish pattern, 20 MA right there, classic bearish pattern. And look at how the stock earlier in the day was making a high, and then it's rotated. It's actually trading towards its lows while the spiders are near their highs. So kind of a little bit of a weakening there on this PG. Procter & Gamble could be alerting us to something there. Another little factor I want to just point out here, take a look at the VIX today. This is the VXX chart, which, again, it tracks the VIX pretty closely. Notice how it spiked up. I mean, this thing was significantly high early in the day, and even with the markets now on the positive side, you're still seeing a gain on the VXX. If you guys remember from yesterday, I talked about the VIX itself, which I don't have a chart of the VIX, but if you look at the VIX over the last few weeks, it's made higher lows, and that's happening while the market's made higher highs. And that's actually a major divergence building there. And again, I'm not going to pretend like I know when the bubble's going to burst or when we're going to have a significant pullback. I just play the short-term chart patterns. But it does tell me to be aware and kind of be on point about what's going on out there. So I would recommend you do the same thing and kind of just be alert to any possibility. All right. Let me just see what else we have here. Let me scan through. Goldman Sachs is down about 67 cents. JP Morgan is down 42 cents. So I think that's kind of interesting too because JPM can oftentimes be a leading negative indicator if it's negative. So it's a leading indicator. If it's positive, it's a good sign. If it's negative, it oftentimes can be a bad sign. And JPM, again, down 41 cents when the market's positive across the board is something to pay attention to just a little bit. All right. Trying to see if there's anything else on the radar here I want to cover. I think that's a majority of it. Chevron's having a nice little move up 53 cents today. We have Apple down 43 cents, so Apple's stalling out. Apple, again, I've mentioned this in these videos in the previous days, but Apple's into a lot of resistance up here. If you go to your daily chart, you take your high pivot right here, draw it across, and then you take your gap fill, and basically anywhere between these two lines, Apple's expected to run into resistance, and that's exactly what's happened. So you can see it very, very clearly right there. All right. Google's up about $3.38. Google's into a significant trend line here. If you connect the highs here, you can see again, just connect this high to this high, and you can see you're right into that area right up there. Very interesting level on Google here. There's a chance it could go as high as 900, but it definitely is hitting some major resistance up in this range. It's the only tricky thing about shorting it. I mean, this is a great trend line to short it off of. The only thing is that keeps me from doing it is obviously the float in the market continues. And then on the other side, you have also, this is probably one of the strongest tech stocks out there. I mean, you look at Apple. Apple's been strong lately, but Apple's nearer its 52-week lows rather than its 52-week highs. And considering Google has just been a powerhouse for the last continual multiple months, even a year or so, it does make you wonder how much, even if you get a pullback, is it worth it? Essentially, are you going to get a big enough pullback to make it worth your while? And so that's just a little thing to ponder there and kind of keep in mind. But on that note, folks, let's just jump back to the SPY and see what we're doing here. We're up 14 cents on the SPY on 60 million. A little bit of micro bearish pattern, but you still have a lot of support here. 50 MA, trend line, 20 MA. I mean, even if we were to fall, it's hard to imagine without volume you're going to get through that level. All right. Have a great afternoon, great evening. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Take the 7-day free trial and, of course, start profiting with us just like, again, we've done all year. 140% net return on percentage basis. And we're going to be doing at least that in the next quarter and the following quarter and the last quarter of the year. Take care, guys.